Welcome to Burn On, Not Out, the podcast for high achievers who check the boxes, hit the goals, built the life, but know there has to be another way. I'm Brooke Dukes, your no BS business bestie, and I'm here to cut through the fluff with real stories, sharp insights, and the kind of truth that opens your eyes to a new way of creating success with ease and flow. No hacks, no hustle worship, no pretending constant activity is momentum. Just the raw, practical, and powerful shifts that happen when you stop leading from fear and start leading without the armor, with clarity and authenticity. Let's get into it. So many times people ask me, okay, human design, what is it? And how can I really use it in my life? So today I want to talk about how you can use it in your personal life as well as your professional life as a leader in this world. Because if strategy, content, plans, or consistency have ever felt like a grind, even though your business may be working, this episode is your permission slip to stop performing and to start listening. Because maybe it's not your business that's broken. Maybe you've just been building from the wrong blueprint. So today I want to cut through the noise of human design. No fluff, no jargon, just real talk on how this tool becomes your energetic reset button and the most underrated business calibration tool you've ever used. I have to say, this is my fourth business that I've built. And human design, putting it into our business, into all of our systems, our processes, into our hiring, into how we work as a team, and building myself as a leader, it has been game changing. I've been able to build this business at least 10 times faster and be happier and more fulfilled, myself as well as the team, than ever before. And I can attribute that, well, one, to AI, which is a whole nother podcast episode, but also to human design. It has really changed my life in a way that psychology, behavioral science, NLP really never has. And I want to share that with you today. So let's jump in. What is human design? So it's not a personality quiz. It's not woo-woo bullshit. It's not something that only people that, chant around a fire do. It's and I say it's pretty simple. What I'm going to teach you today is really simple because there's just a few things that if you learn them, it can be life-changing. You do not need to be an expert in human design. All right, so I want to, for those of you that are already like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to get off it. No, listen to this podcast because I felt exactly like you. It's too complicated and I have no way of integrating it. How am I going to use it in my life? And I'm here to tell you, you can easily. Today, I'm going to give you a few things you can do that will change your life. So what is it? It's an energetic blueprint. It's a system that combines ancient wisdom. So I Ching, astrology, Kabbalah, and the chakra systems. It combines that with modern science, right? Quantum physics and genetics to map how your energy actually moves. So it gives you your blueprint of when you were born, who and what you were meant to be at the day and time of your birth, right? It's how you're wired to decide, respond, create, and lead. So it's not here to tell you who to become. It's your permission slip to return to who you are underneath the conditioning. So who you were meant to be before life got in the way, before trauma, before, breakups and failures and all the things that had us putting this armor on to protect ourselves, right? Before the conditioning and all of the triggers. It just shows you who that person was. And I have to speak as an executive coach. I've been an executive coach for, almost 20 years. And prior to 4 years ago, I never used human design. And what I've been able to do with human design, so just by getting someone's chart, it has given me information that could have taken me 3 to 6 months to get if I ever got it right before ever speaking to the person. Game changer for you as a leader. Think about that. If you could look at someone's chart, and so an employee of yours, your spouse, whoever, and know how they were designed, how they were designed to communicate, the challenges that they might go through in life, things that you can do to help them to shine and be the best they can be. It gives you the blueprint to your own inner guru, your number one success strategy, which is you. So think of it as a user manual for your unique business strategy. So, what can human design do for you? It can end burnout and resistance by aligning your unique strategy with your natural energy. It can make powerful, clean decisions without doubt or overthinking. How many times do we second guess ourselves? And we go back and we're like, fuck, if I'd have just made that decision, the first one that popped into my head before my brain overrode it, things would have turned out so much better. Right? It will reveal your life's purpose, your gifts, and your highest potential. And it will create authentic relationships in business and impact from your truth, not your conditioning. Now, when I say it will create, you will be able to create it just by understanding your design, because it's able to heal those emotional patterns so that you can manifest with ease. It has, if you've been listening to this podcast or know me, I had a pretty traumatic childhood and I had a lot of fucked up patterns that I had to overcome. And this helped me to see things that years of therapy and coaching were not able to get to and really make shifts in me immediately. Because when you live by your design, life becomes less about pushing and more about attracting, receiving, responding, and radiating magnetism. For those of you that have heard some of my other podcasts, I pushed and forced my way through life all the way through, into my 50s. And it really, yes, I've had success, but I've also had a lot of heartache. I've had a lot of failures. It has been trial and error. This has made it so much easier for me to learn. One of my best friends says, we're either winning or we're learning. There's no such thing as failure. This helps me to learn from some of the so-called mistakes I had in the past, or some really fucked up things that happened to me. I can now be grateful for, because we have to walk through those shadows in order to see the gifts, in order to see our unique gifts. So why does human design matter in business? Well, business isn't something that you do. It's you in motion. And if you're building your business or your career from your conditioning, right, from what the algorithm is saying or what the coach or so-called expert is saying, right, you're building from fear. And then you're going to end up in strategy burnout. And you're going to be stuck in either feast or famine frequency. That's how we get in that scarcity frequency. When we outsource our decisions, our strategies to someone else, it is a recipe for, I'm going to say unfulfillment. I guess not being fulfilled. It's a recipe for burnout, because everyone's strategy isn't for you. Some may be, and some may not. Some may just burn you out. Some may make you feel like shit because why aren't I successful following this strategy perfectly when they're thriving at it? It's because it wasn't meant for you. It helps you to figure out which strategies align with you and which don't. Because human design doesn't fix you. It aligns you with who you were meant to be on your path, who you were brought here on this earth to be, how you're supposed to impact the world, how you're supposed to move through the world, the people that you're supposed to attract, the things that you're supposed to do and accomplish. it brings you back to that original rhythm, the one where your presence draws people in. Your leadership naturally inspires action, and your work feels like a living transmission of who you really are, not some cookie cutter of some other expert out there. You can stop pretending. Fuck all this perfectionism and seriousness, and I've got to get it right. No, you need to be imperfectly you. It's okay. That's what this world needs. I have taught from stages my entire career. I have talked at people, given them information, no more, because you can all go to AI and get it in seconds for free. What people want now is real authenticity. They want experiences. They want connection. They want community. They want to feel you. Well, how the fuck are they going to feel you when you're following someone else's prescription or someone else's strategy or trying to be someone that you're not? You're not stuck. You're just misaligned. You're following someone else's strategy. This brings you back to that. Because what could work perfectly for me may not work at all for you. And you just trying harder and doing more and trying, all that's going to do is put you in burnout. That's it. It's going to make you unhappy, unfulfilled, and you're not going to reach the success that you could. Because many of you out there who are listening to this can be like, I'm kind of killing it. Okay, great. And are you happy? Do you get up every day, can't wait, lit up to do your job, be in your business, be in your career? Maybe not. And what that's telling you is, even though you're having success now, you will have more success, more fulfillment, and more happiness by following your unique strategy, understanding who you are again. So remember, I said I'm going to make this simple because you do not need to know everything. Honestly, if you just knew the first two pillars, it could change your life. So I'm going to go through the 5 different types and strategies. And then you can see, hopefully, if you don't have your human design, go get it at our website, brookemdukes.com. It's free. Check it out. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit of some of my clients and friends who have these particular types and how they're experiencing this. So, manifester, you are here to initiate and inform, right? You're independent, you're powerful. You're not here to be controlled ever. You don't like being told what to do. That's on purpose. You are the only type that can initiate. You have a direct connection with source. So you need to inform before you act. If for no other reason, just the people get out of your way. If you're letting them know, hey, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be checked out for a bit, or I'll be doing this. Like, hey, cool. All right, great. But everyone wants to know what a manifestor is doing. Even if they know nothing about human design, those people are just magnetic. They've got huge auras. And people want to know, what are you doing? And so they may get in your way or be asking you questions or want to be a part of it. But if you inform what's happening and let them know, hey, there's space for you. I'll let you know when I get to that point. Then you can really focus. Because a manifestor has got, as soon as you get that hit, you need to move. I have a friend who is a manifestor, and she had a advertising agency for years. They were really successful. She has started 2 nonprofits. The second one, she came to me and she was like, man, I don't know what's going on. This is just a grind. And I'm so passionate about what we're doing and all the people that we can impact and help. Like, what the fuck is going on? Well, then she told me what she was doing. Well, she had this idea. Right? She's like, I know the world needs this. It's going to be huge. So she put the vision out there. Well, which is great. All what she should do. She let people know. She let her husband know, hey, this is what I'm doing. What do you think? Great. Awesome. Going for it. But then she started getting into the weeds. Once she did the big vision, then she's like, okay, I should be the one to get this rolling. I should be the one to set up the operations. I should be the one to, Yeah, the moment a manifestor says I should, you're fucked. She was exhausted, starting to get burnout, start something that I agree with her and now is impacting the world could have just died. Because the moment I said you're a manifester, you're not supposed to be in the weeds. You're supposed to initiate it. You're the visionary. Inform people what you're doing and then bring people in to execute. Because manifestors don't have unlimited energy. They need to get it done while they're lit up and pass it off to the rest of us to execute. The moment she built a team around her, it skyrocketed. I mean, it is huge. And just one small thing, delegate, bring in people. Then you've got the manifesting generators. They are here to respond and inform. Right? I'm a manifesting generator. We are not manifestors. Many manifesting generators, myself included, get caught in that trap. Nope, we have to respond. You've got to wait to respond. But then here's the thing with the manifesting generator, you need to inform people too, because you do have that manifestor in you and people are watching you. MGs have a shit ton of energy and people want to know what you're doing. So for me, my personal experience on that, as I had mentioned, was I would just initiate. I gotta do this because what I was doing, I would initiate when I was afraid, but I didn't know it. I would initiate when I was impatient and I wanted things to move. So I'll just do this. It never panned out. Even if it did, it wasn't what I was lit up about. It didn't feel good. It wasn't right. We've got to wait to respond. Generators are the same way. They need to wait to respond. They just don't necessarily need to inform what they're doing, right? Generators get shit done. Manifesting generators and generators, we are here to really bring these new concepts, right? We're here to be messy, to miss steps, to really look at rebuild things. As we're responding, we make things better. One of the things that when I learned about this one particular thing about me being a manifesting generator, it had said, and I read it and I was like, oh my God, said a lot of times generators and manifesting generators, they struggle being a parent. Not that they're not a good parent. They can be amazing parents, some of the best parents, but it's not our purpose. Our purpose is work, work that lights us up. So let's talk about projector. Projector, you're here to guide and be recognized. Projectors are wise. I have two projector children, and it has been amazing the wisdom that they have. However, I was frustrating them so much because I didn't understand their strategy. They need to wait for an invitation. So what was happening was I was busy being the mom. I have all the answers. I'm a 5-1 MG. I need to be the savior and the problem solver and all the things. They're sitting there, they're late teens, 18s, now they're 23 and 27. Hello, I have a lot of wisdom. Why aren't you fucking asking me? Why aren't you inviting me in? They didn't know it. We didn't know about human design. The moment I started inviting them in, asking for their wisdom, asking for, what do you think about this? How about this? It changed everything. I watched them blossom. I was on a coaching call today with a brilliant woman. She owns her own marketing firm. And she said, I feel like bad. I feel like insecure because I need recognition. She didn't know a lot about human design. I'm like, yeah, you're a projector. Of course you do. It's your design. Don't feel bad about that. No wonder you're not getting invitations because you think it's a bad thing. You think you're weak because you want to be recognized. You're supposed to be. See, the things that we often will downplay about ourselves, criticize ourselves, judge ourselves for, are a lot of times our superpowers. And it's what we're supposed to lean into. But if you don't know human design, you don't know that. So then the reflector. Reflectors are only 1% of the population. They're here to mirror and sample. They mirror people back, right? They're deeply intuitive and cyclical. So, what do I mean by that? I'll give you an example. I have the immense privilege to know a reflector. If you have one in your life, they are wise beyond words. And we worked at my last consulting firm together, and she was my facilitator. We didn't know anything about human design at the time. And we would go out and we would be training, big companies and groups. And at intermissions, I would always ask her, okay, so what do you think's landing? What do you think's not? She knew because she could see it. She could feel what people needed to hear. Like, I thought she was just fucking psychic or something. We didn't know. I'm like, my God, this is amazing. And she was always right. And the interesting thing was, we worked with a gentleman. He was actually a leader in the company, and he couldn't stand her. Like, what is wrong with you? She's amazing. Like, how do you not like her? Well, when we learned about what a reflector does, he didn't like himself. That was reflecting back to him. He thought it was her when it was actually him. So anytime we talk on a weekly basis, she runs her own business, I run mine, but I'll always talk things through with her because I immediately know if I'm on the right track or I'm not. It's genius. Now, with reflectors, their strategy is to wait for a lunar cycle. Yeah, 28 days. Their energy goes with the moon cycle. So what she's learned to do is she journal and she documents and she waits. It's patience. With a reflector, the biggest thing is you need to be in an environment that feels good, and you'll get those hits because reflectors, all of their centers are open. For those of you that know anything about human design, that means that you're taking in everyone else's energy and amplifying it back. So you really have to be diligent on understanding who you are and holding boundaries. Strategy is how your energy moves. It opens the door to flow. It tells you how to lead, how to communicate, how you market, when to launch, and when to just chill the fuck out. It's a game changer. So now, pillar 2, authority. This is how your body says yes, not how your brain tries to make it logical. This is how you understand your intuition, how your body is speaking to you, because it is. A lot of times we just override it. I'm sure there are many of you out there that have, I know I have done it. All of a sudden I'll be like, holy shit, I've been sitting at this desk for like 6 hours and I've had to go to the bathroom for the last 2. Like, just a simple thing, but that is overriding your body. And we so quickly, our patterns and our conditioning, our brain is set to override our body like that. Unless we slow down, we aren't even hearing the most genius part of us, which is our body. We are making mind-led decisions, which are the fast lane to burnout. Right? Your authority is your decision-making compass. It's the energy in your body that you're designed to trust, not your mind. That's where all your fear and your conditioning and your triggers live. Your body is where your truth lives. So, emotional authority. That's what I have, and 70% of the world has emotional authority. It was a game changer for me because we are meant to ride the wave of our emotion. And clarity only comes over time. Prior to learning about human design, would pride myself on making fast decisions on the spot. I was your go-to. Let's do it. But what I recognized was that was a lot of those decisions were made out of fear. They're made from the mind immediately at high emotions or low emotions. Let's just get into action. Because for me, given my childhood, I was taught not to feel my emotions. I would stamp them down because if I showed emotion, if I cried, I would be punished. Because that was the way that we had to live in our household. You never showed vulnerability. You never showed weakness because it made you open to being hurt. And so I learned from a baby not to cry and not to show emotion. So what would I do then? I would get into action quickly and I'd push those emotions aside and let's go because immediately it would make me feel better. So when I learned about human design, I recognized that, holy shit, there were so many decisions that were either wrong or it would have been so, they could have worked out, but there would have been a much better outcome had they not, because they were all being made from fear. And Richard Rudd says that is like trying to hit a target with a bent arrow when you are making decisions out of fear. You may get close to the target, but you're never going to hit the target. So, as an emotional authority, I need to wait my emotions out overnight. And I'm never going to have total clarity, know when it with emotional authority is. We'll get about 80% there. So, what I teach people is really look at how you're feeling, document it, journal it, just in your head, whatever, put it in your phone, how you're feeling prior to making the decision. Then make the decision. After, right, after your emotions have subsided, make the decision and then see how you feel after. So, going back to the types, if you are a manifester, if you are in alignment, if you've made a right decision, you'll feel peace. If you've made a wrong decision, you'll feel anger. It's kind of like having road maps down the journey of life. Road signs that tell you you're going the right way. Oh shit, you're way off track. Make a turn, pivot, whatever. So you can track that. All right, before the decision, I was feeling pretty good. I felt like I was in, some peace, felt good. After, oh fuck, I was pissed. It didn't do this way, did that. Okay, great. Take note of that and just pivot. As a manifesting generator, if you're on the right path, you will feel peace and satisfaction. If you're on the wrong path, you're going to feel anger and frustration. Right? If you're a generator, you're going to either feel satisfaction or frustration. That's simple. If you're a projector, you're going to feel success. Woo, this is amazing. Yes. Right? You get obsessed over what you're doing and you feel so successful, or you're going to feel bitter. Right? If you're a reflector, you're going to feel surprise or you're going to feel disappointment. Moving on from emotional authority, let's go to sacral. So sacral is that gut, or It's an immediate yes or no. You feel it in your gut and you know it. Splenic is an intuitive hit. It's quiet and it's a spontaneous knowing. Now with splenic, you have to be careful with that because it's fleeting. Sacral will stick around for a bit. You got a bit to figure out what your gut's saying. With splenic, it can be quick and you really have to pay attention to it. So with my clients and people in our community that have splenic, really feeling in, maybe it's breath work, maybe it's meditation, maybe it's journaling, but really figuring out what your intuitive hit feels like, because it's a little more subtle than what a gut sacral hit. And then you have ego, making decisions that honor your desires and your willpower. So really paying attention to what you desire, what you really want to go for, right? Really focusing on that. And then self-projected, speak it out. Truth lies in your voice. I had a friend and she never really wanted my advice, but she had to speak it. And once she speak it, boom, her decision would come. Like, wow, that was amazing. But you just knew. She's like, I just need you to hear me out because we speak our design. Whether we know it or not, we speak our design. And she would say that, I just need you to hear me out. And then the answer would come. Environmental, talk it out in the right place with the right people. So you really have to look at that. Like your environment means everything. If you are not feeling safe in your environment, not the right time to talk it out. You have to pick your environment, pick your people, and have a dialogue and talk it out. And it's more of a conversation, a back and forth, than it is with self-projected, which is to speak it out. And then lunar, which is just reflectors. You have to wait the 28 days. And what I tell my friends who is a reflector is journaling really helps, right? Getting an app that shows where the moon is at and documenting where the moon is at, how you felt here. It really is about that. What does human design actually do for leaders? Well, it ends second guessing. It makes your business feel like yours again, not a performance, not a template. Your leadership, your decisions, your direction. You stop forcing outcomes from fear and you start creating sustainable results with clarity and conviction. This is leadership rooted in self-trust, not task management. Right? So you stop outsourcing your authority and you start trusting your creative hits, even the really wacky ones. What this isn't, it's not a niche, it's not new woo-woo bullshit, it's not a trend, it's not a strategy. It isn't about selling smarter or building a better brand. It's about stripping away the noise so that you can lead from truth, not performance, from identity, not obligation. This isn't a magic bullet. It's a return to who you were before life got in the way, before you were taught to override your body with your mind. So, in closing, if you're craving clarity and a business that feels like an extension of your truth, not just another thing to manage, start with your chart. Head to brookemdukes.com, click on the assessments, get your free human design chart. Then you'll get a breakdown of your unique energy map. And I'll guide you through emails on how to actually use it in your leadership. Because you don't need more information. You need to come back to you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Burnout, Not Out. If this resonated, check the show notes for tools and resources to help you slow down, trust yourself, and keep leading without the constant pressure and stress that wears you down. Remember, real success doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from slowing down long enough to see clearly and leading from clarity and peace instead of control and fear. I'll see you next week.